Good morning, squad. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. What's going on with y'all? So I am gonna try not to hold y'all too long today, but I just wanted to share another special person with y'all. They say everyone has a twin out there. Well, I think I have found mine. I realized during my period of my medical stuff, God really showed up, showed out, and he introduced me to certain people. My day ones, they definitely showed up and showed out, but it's great when you can have women who you haven't even met personally yet checking in on you. This young lady was checking in on me and my mom like we are blood. So this one right here is gonna be a good one. She is God sent, and we've been super busy lately. So I'm really excited today because for weeks, about a month, I've been like, twin, where have you been? So before we get into this good conversation this morning, and bring her on, y'all already know what's next. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, let your girl know you're in the corner with us this morning, and we're gonna vibe out, okay? All right. So, introducing my twin, Latoya Covington. Hey, girl. Hey.
Man, where have you
Have you
been?
been? Listen. So this episode is gonna be about our twin soul, our twin spirit, getting into a little bit of a twin flame, and just understanding, who you are. And like I said, I want to introduce the people to you. So I like to call this like the little bit of fun BS because all of these things, inspire us as boss women and how we, touch the world. So yeah, let the people know who you are, where you from, what you do.
Hey, world, good afternoon. I'm going to tell you, this is my intro now, right? I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save, change, and heal everybody. That's like,
Hello, hello.
come on, God.
I
Yes,
like
I'm
that.
Latoya Covington. I do cut up, but it's all in fun and love. I'm Latoya Covington, founder of the Graceful Women Social Club, founder of the soon to be podcast, Graceful Conversations. And I've been trying to find my twin, right? And I found her. Listen, I found this lady, okay? She is multi talented. And so she connects with my soul. We have not met in person, but we have met, okay? As she
Okay.
stated before, sometimes you don't even have to meet a person, right? In person to know who that person is, right? God connects in so many ways, and I am so glad He has connected us. I am looking forward to this podcast. If you ain't tuned in yet, call your sister, friend, and have them tune in.
Hello, tell somebody to keep on telling somebody. All right. Since you are a new face to the corner, I like to give my new faces an icebreaker. Let's kind of loosen up a little bit, and then we can get
Ooh,
on into the conversation. So
yes,
we're gonna do
indeed.
the twin edition. This or
Okay.
that. All right. So, twin, are you morning or night? Are you a night owl or you do best in the morning?
Well, what happened is it depends on actually what's going on because I can be a morning person, but I like quiet mornings. No
Mm,
TV, no music for a minute. Like I need to just sit on the edge of the bed and in quiet.
and
I can be a
zone.
night owl if I'm on a cruise. That
Okay.
part.
So I think I'm a night owl, but it kind of crosses into that morning, and I feel like since I was born at 4:08 a.m.,
Oh my goodness.
I be I be
Yeah,
in my zone like
yeah,
early morning. So kind of night when it's still dark, like right before the sun kind of comes up. So I'm kind of like
right.
a little bit.
Yeah, it just depends on what's going on in the situation. But don't be giving me no whole speech in the morning.
Oh, yeah, don't talk to me. Don't
Yeah,
talk to me at all.
or have the TV on 99. I won't tell you who I'm accusing of that, but you know.
You know. But yeah, I get it. Don't say too much. Like just let me
Yes.
kind of wake up. But I do my best workouts in the morning too. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not an afternoon workout person. So if I have to get up, I'm gonna go ahead and get it so it gives me energy throughout the day.
Yes, 2024, I didn't really make any goals, right? You know how everybody makes their New Year's goals.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really make any because I felt like I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to do it, right? I'm not going to
Exactly.
make this grand announcement. I'm just going to do it. And so, one of my things this year, I said I was going to start working out, but this third stomach is still here. So, we have a problem, okay?
Twin,
we,
twin,
we have
twin.
a problem. And so I was just telling my friends the other day, like, as long as they make high waisted stuff, baby, listen, that's the best and the worst thing they could have done for me. Okay. Because, you got those holidays, right? And people try to substitute. All
Mm-mm,
praise to whomever
mm-mm,
you pray to. But some stuff you just can't substitute, right?
mm-mm.
And so in those holidays, I'm going to eat. But it seems like now at 41, what you eat, it's going to show. If you drink some water, it's gonna show. Listen, I go to bed, right, and I have my little water, and I said, okay, well, maybe this, and I'm wake up, and I'm like, I'm not 9 months pregnant, okay.
Oh wow.
Everything sticks now.
Don't tell me that. Like it's slowly starting, but we're gonna work it out because that was one of my I try not to say resolution either. So I
Right.
say my intention for the year is to do this. So if I keep
Yes.
it, health focused, then everything else will come full circle.
Yes,
So
and I've even gotten to the point where I don't even write it down anymore as far as, okay, I'm going to do this. Now, not on a daily basis because the brain, but I'm talking about as far as the resolution. If I write it down one time, I'm going to look at it every day. As
okay.
long as I look at it, I don't have to keep writing it because then it'll be inside of me, right? And it's like, oh, well, you ain't even got to think about it. This is something you're going to do.
Right.
And so that's what works for me.
All right, all right. Okay, second one. Are you a juice or soda person?
Ooh, I, I'm a ginger ale queen. I grew up as a Pepsi queen, right? And they be trying to do all this little debate about Coke and Pepsi. Ain't no debating. But I'm a ginger ale person. Juice, it just varies. It has to be sweet. If it's tart, but then it can't be too sweet because then I'm mixing it with water. I'm a little strange.
Okay. Okay. So
But
I can do juice more, but when you
yes,
said ginger ale,
baby.
I always keep one stop.
Yes, back in the day when you get sick, your mom be like, go drink that ginger ale.
Ginger
I got a headache. Go drink that ginger ale.
it fixes everything. Okay.
Yes. I tell you, that stays on stock. Yes, to look to the point now where I gotta hide it.
Listen, people be sleeping on ginger ale. It is the business. Stop playing.
All the way, all the way.
All right. Cake or ice cream?
Oh, cake.
Okay, you and mom are tag teaming for that, but I gotta.
Ooh,
It's certain cake, but ice cream gonna get me every time.
listen, I will go to the store and buy a pack of cupcakes of 12. I won't tell you how many I eat, but just telling you I got a third stomach that may have helped you out. I am a
Okay,
pastries girl. I'm a pastries girl. But if it's something that's stuffed, where you know, mm, I can't do that because the minute that
okay,
stuff falls out when I bite into it, I'm grossed out.
okay.
But give me cake,
That's enough.
cupcake all day.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Noted.
I look for those
Beach or
cupcakes in the
mountains?
mail.
Look, okay. In that case, let me back up. Hostess or Little Debbie?
Both.
Okay, okay. We LBD over here. LDB. Yeah,
Listen,
we Little Debbie.
You don't discriminate when it comes to the cake.
I mean, So, beach or mountain?
Oh, I would say mountains because I live in them now, right?
Mm.
Um, Beach, I can do the beach. Now at 115, I can't do the beach. Okay, because you know, as you start to mature,
Understandable. I
unless I
say
can take my fan with me.
that.
Yes.
I get it. We went to Vegas for my 30th, and
Ooh,
the heat was so different than what I'm used to. Like, it didn't bother me, but you could
right.
tell it was a drier heat. So noticing the heat levels, and then a lot of people were telling us, yeah, you probably shouldn't have came in July. You should
Yeah.
probably come in September. I think they said that was like the best time to go to Vegas in September. So I'm gonna try that. September, October. I'll try
That
that.
part.
But I love the beach. I love the water so much. And I don't know how to swim just yet, but I love the water too much not to know how to swim.
Twin, where have you been? Listen, I leave that swimming stuff to the other people.
So
I
yeah.
don't know if something happened or transpired, like nothing that I know of, but when the water gets to my knees, sis, that's it. Any further than that, and I think because where I grew up at, we had this like a state park, Sandy Point State Park, and they have the water when you first go in, you're fine, right? You can't see through it. Praise the Lord, I'm sorry. But you can't see through it, right? All of a sudden it drops on you. You can't see the
Yeah.
drop,
Yeah.
baby.
That
That was
I,
enough for me.
so that is like a unknown, like the unknown portion.
Yes.
So that is
Yeah.
kind of like like, as much as I love the water, like,
Yes.
just being at the beach, rocking right there, but going out into the sea portion, because
Honey.
ain't no telling what's under there. You
Yes.
can't see
See,
what, like, how far it goes. So that unknown factor is like a
yes.
little. So it's like a love-hate relationship with
It is. It is.
the.
And you have those people that'll be like, oh, well, that's a little marker in the water. You can only go that far. So let me test it. I'm the one
Mm-mm.
on the sideline talking about, I take your picture.
Like, yeah, it's like this push and pull, and for
Yes.
us to be water signs.
Yeah. Listen, my husband tells me all the time, like how? People want to know how. And I don't know. I came through the water, out of the water, but I can't stand in that water, okay?
And some people just made for it, and you say
Yes.
you'll leave that up to them.
Yes, I will leave it there. I'll take your pictures. I'll do the video. I even go get you a snack. But
Gotcha.
if it come past my knees, you can count me out.
Noted. Okay. All right. East or West Coast?
Oh, East Coast to the heart.
Yeah.
East Coast to the heart. And I've lived a few places now in my lifetime, but the East Coast is where it at. Where it at. Okay.
All right. All right.
I was living in Kansas City, Kansas, and I didn't see a crab spot. I I almost lost it. It was very hard for me and my people from Kansas that may be watching. It was very hard. When you go to some other place and they say, okay, we're going to have crabs, and they just
Mm-hmm.
bring crab legs,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Okay. Okay. Put me
being
on,
from
sis. Put me
Maryland,
out.
being from Maryland, living right outside of Baltimore, you got the whole blue crab. Right. So even when I was living in Georgia, they were like, we're going to have this big crab party for you. And I was appreciative. But when it came and I was telling them, I was like, what's this? And it was just the crab legs. I'm like, the sea was like at my backyard. Right. So
Okay.
when we say crab, we say the whole
Whole
Maryland
crab.
blue crab,
Okay.
where you taking your time to operate on it before you eat. And
I'll
so,
admit, I'm gonna need a lesson on it whenever we do. Yeah.
sis, Anytime. It and then you got to make your sauce. You know, a lot of people do butter. Where I
Mm-hmm.
come from, we make sauce.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
but yes,
I'm gonna need a tutorial on a recipe.
I'm trying to tell you, you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked. So you know when you go some places and their food may be like Florida, what is it, conch or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like crabs, Maryland seafood, crab cakes, not with the filler. Because we ain't gonna be able to do that fake stuff. But you know, just
Listen, put me on, sis. Put me on.
yes, I have to. I have to. You will come visit. We gonna visit.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Okay, I got two more for you.
Okay.
Silver or gold?
Oh, definitely gold.
Me too. Me too.
Definitely gold.
Okay.
brings up the skin, you know.
For
Skin.
real.
Where have you been?
Yes, yes. You get it. You get it.
Yes.
And I used to,
Silver once in a blue moon. Like everything got to flow, right?
so this is what I said. Like I really love gold, like necklaces,
Yes.
bracelets, bangles, rings. But I think whenever I do get proposed to, I think I want a platinum ring.
Robo shot. Listen, I'm gonna need them to give you what your heart's desire. Okay.
White gold. White
Yeah,
gold. Yeah.
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 We're gonna
So
need that. We're gonna need all of that, and we're gonna need it to
so
sit up high.
manifested. Yeah. Blessings on blessings.
Come on down, Lord. Come on down.
And speaking of the last one, diamonds or pearls.
Pearls.
Okay.
I have always been, I guess, like an older soul, right? And from a young child, I seen one of my aunts, she would wear pearls. And I was like, oh, she fancy.
Fancy.
And
Fancy. Yeah.
without even knowing anything about pearls, in my mind, it was just, oh, yeah, she fancy. And as I started to grow up and growing up in the church, I will always wear pearls. And for some reason, it made me feel fancy and it made me
Mm-hmm.
feel older. You know, some people, when they want to feel older,
Yeah.
they, dress older. I still dress,
Listen.
but I wear the pearls. And I actually have a friend, she was like, oh, Toya gonna have her pearls. She gonna have her pearls. But then
Okay.
when you look up and you look at the
Mm-hmm.
pearl was always covered. I
Hello.
didn't think of that at first.
Hello. Yeah.
And as I got older, I said, oh, the pearl goes through a process
Pressure.
all the time
Pressure.
before it, and
Yeah.
it's sitting there like this. Here I am. And so I thought about that. And each strand, you're just like, oh, each strand means something. People be like, it's old timey, it's old school. You don't know what each pearl went through to
Mm-hmm.
form that necklace.
Hello.
So I look at it like that. And to this day, I have streams of pearls. And I will pick a pearl first any day.
All right.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. That's something new. Y'all
Yes.
pay attention to the meaning of a pearl.
Yeah.
Cherish the pearl.
Yes. Cherish it, honey.
Like my grandma used to have all of her jewelry, and I would go in and touch and play with and kind of
Mhm.
emboss my neck with all of her things. So I won't downplay a good pearl at all.
Listen. Mm-mm. And it's subtle, it's soft, it's not too much, it's very classy. And I fit that.
Hello. Speaking of, she's also a fashionista. In my eyes, this is my twin fashionista for real. Look
To
at her.
God be the glory.
Look at her. Look at her.
Oh my
Hello.
goodness. Hello, somebody. The Lord has been good. And a lot of people feel like I go out to the store all the time. Kind of, but right. But I don't. I am a person that I've been the same size since 8th grade.
Word.
Praise the Lord.
Okay. Because I can't say the same.
Right. But I am a person, I'm just a take care person. And so when I take stuff off, if the tag says this needs to go to the cleaners, it goes in the cleaners bag. Wash with this just by like I pay attention from head to toe. If it needs to be stored in a bag, glasses, some people just set them on the dresser or whatever and they pile up. But nope, it goes back in the paper or the plastic, gets wrapped up. Yeah, I got a little issue here.
No, that's good because a lot of people would take it off, throw it this way, or I'm gonna put everything in one
Yes.
load, and then you wonder
No.
why this looks this way, or this is torn, or this
Yes.
small.
Yes. And so you have the ability to keep stuff for a longer time. A lot of people will throw stuff away. And it's like you ain't even had to throw it away. You just should have washed it by itself, like it said, taken care of. And from the top to the bottom, I'm like, nope, shoes getting wiped off, going back in the box. Even if I don't do it that day or in that
It gets
moment,
done.
by the weekend, they're all back in the right box.
Okay, twin, I must admit I need to adopt this because sometimes your girl get a little lazy. Sometimes I do.
I understand. And it took me a minute to get here. My older brother actually, he started the whole shoe thing and he would,
Okay.
clean off his shoes and put them back in a box. And then, back in the day when we were all with mama, it was like, oh, well, he ain't wearing those today. I know they 5 times bigger than my foot, but baby, let me take these to school and look cute real quick.
For real. For real.
Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed.
Amazing. See, y'all,
Yes.
she's such an amazing person. Look at that already. Oh,
Oh,
I also wanted to say congratulations on baby girl making it to her senior year. She is a senior mom, you guys. She's getting her baby ready for college and life in the fall. So what schools is she looking at?
oh my goodness. She is going to Fairmount University. Um, and I'm gonna try not to cry. Okay? Because I'm a G. Yes, I did say cry. Uh
Listen,
it
listen. That was
has
my
been,
granddaddy when he dropped me off.
listen, when I tell you this is my first experience sending a child off. You may have had cousins to go, and when you went,
Yeah.
you know, excuse me, but sending a child off has completely changed me. Everybody's like, oh, let her go. She got to go. She got to do. And I understand that. I just don't want to have to end up in the orange color, because that's the baby girl. And when she first came and started talking about it, I made the mistake of kind of tuning it out because I
Mm,
wasn't ready. And I said,
yeah.
okay, God, I got to get myself together. And, my friends lay me out. I got to get it together because this is real and this is happening.
Right. But I don't think a lot of people understand. Yes, it's a journey for the child, but it's also a journey for the mom and the
It is.
dad, the parents,
It
because
is.
this, like you said, this is your first one going. So this will be new for you to not even have
It,
her in the house like every day for that year.
listen, on the drive into the college tour, I was looking at all the apartment signs. I was like, oh, okay, okay. These are available. All I can do is just be honest, right?
I
And so
get it.
I said, baby girl, it is an absolute honor to know that you have made it there. It is an absolute honor. Like, if I could only had told my entire story from
Yeah.
earth to glory, like, girl, who would have thought? And
Right?
she never caused me any issues, never any trouble. She's been, they say everyone's not perfect, but when I say perfect, I don't mean 100% right.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I'm waiting for the child to do something, break a nail, break a finger, you know, like,
Oh,
I mean,
finger.
she has been the mini me, the mother, the adult, the I can handle it, I got this, and so I'm like, now I'm trying to fall back and it's hard.
Get
And
it.
it's hard more so mentally. Do I think she got it? She do. But I don't want to wear orange.
Well, I'm gonna give her a little toolkit as a person who is in higher education. I give her some of
Yes,
my tips and what I give my students as they come in and out of my office. She's gonna do amazing. Y'all
she
just
is.
breathe one step at a time, breathe, and
Yes.
I swear this first semester is gonna go by so quickly.
Look, I told her, I said, baby, we're gonna do this in Jesus' name,
That's
right?
right.
We're gonna pray and we right around the corner and know how to do 100. But
Do you hear me?
I know she's gonna navigate well, and I'm excited. She is majoring in exercise science. Um,
Okay.
and it's funny because I didn't know kind of the anointing that would fall on her from. And so she wants to take care of. She
Yes.
wants to put back together. And I said, baby, if you ain't your mama, honey. And it's a different form that she's doing it in. She didn't
Exactly.
necessarily want to be the motivational speaker or the person out front talking to people, but she wanted
Right.
to be behind the scenes where she can help connect the dots. And I said, baby, that thing hit me. I said, oh,
And that's how it is. You got somebody on the front and you got
yeah,
somebody on the back keeping you
listen,
going.
that part, all of that part. So I'm sure she'll have a great time. We're ready. We
That's
ready.
right. And TT is right here. TT is right here.
See, you hear me? I told her 2 hours and 45 minutes away can end up being an hour.
Hello.
Let me find this helicopter.
We need to.
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Let's get into it. So, fun fact, everybody. Not only are we twin in mindset and all these other things, we really are like literal birthday twins.
Yeah.
She was born on July 2nd as well. So we're both cancers, same day. You hear
Listen,
me? So
same day, baby. Our mothers was intertwined at the time.
hello.
We was had, okay?
So for real. So I feel like we vibe very well, and I think so. It
Yes.
was during the pandemic, and I was in a lot of the groups, and a lot of people would be like, post your birthday, and
Mhm.
all of that. We didn't even find each other in that way. Like we were just in one of the same groups,
Yeah.
and I said something, she said something, and we just linked. So also another fun fact. Wednesday, April 17th will make 3 years of friendship, of our instant friendship.
Listen, y'all better get on this train, honey. Y'all better jump on this train. Cancers in the house. Listen, we is it, okay? We
I
is.
agree.
I can speak correct English, but this is who I am. We is it, honey.
I agree. So I feel like we are both caring, we're givers,
Yes,
service minded, purpose
yes,
driven. Y'all can already see that written all across her.
yes.
But I wanted to know what was it for you that was like, this chick is cool. Like I can be her friend.
The consistency. And even when I wasn't consistent, the consistency. And it's funny because we are at a place where we throw people away, we give up, we are just like, oh, she ain't text me back today. So you don't even know she just lost someone in her family. You don't even know if she's in the hospital. You have no idea, but you ready to throw somebody away, right? And so there have been times when me and you have communicated and I've been out, you've been out. But when we come back in, honey, it is just like we never left, okay? Asia, yes, the consistency, that part. And see, consistency does not mean every 5 minutes, and it doesn't mean every day. And we
That's
have
right.
made up in our minds all this stuff of what friendship means. I mean, now you got to fill out a whole darn application to be
Yep.
somebody's friend, okay? You got to be within 30 minutes of them to be their friend. You got to give your blood type just to be their friend. And it's like, yo, why? Why for? and so we have all these expectations. Oh, well, you should have called me. You knew I was going through. What if I was going through too?
Through too. Mm-hmm.
And for me, a lot of the times, in all transparency, what would happen is man says, and the human being says that I got some issues, right? And so it's so funny. A lot of the times I will be able to do stuff and I end up getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
My sick is not like the normal sick, right?
Right.
And so my sick always leads to this
Other
big
things.
situation. And I can say, I'm like, God, you must have made me special, because it'll be the day before the event I told you I was coming to. And I almost feel like I should come with a piece of paper from the doctor to say, you see the date? It literally happened right before I had said yes, and we live in a world where that's not understood.
Mm-hmm.
In a world where, what does friend really mean? I wish we could get to a place where we could rip up the rule book.
I agree, because I know for me, I'm that person. I never want people to feel unsupported,
Yes.
unloved, uncared for.
Yes.
But in the times when I can't, then
Yes.
that's when it's a problem. But you don't see the other times when I've been present and done for.
That part. And it's like, I couldn't even vocalize at the moment, but you were consistent. And in my mind, when I came to for certain situations, and when I got my life back together and arrived back on planet Earth, oh my gosh, she messaged me 15 times. So now I'm going to let her know what has transpired and pray that there's grace, right? And every time you've given me grace, I don't need to speak to people every day, all day. I love people, right? I'm a texter by nature, to the heart. And I mean it. A lot of people be like, oh, you need to have conference calls. You need to be on videos.
I'll text you.
Like, and I understand for sure, but communication nowadays has changed. And every word that I'm saying to you in my text message, I'm not screaming, I'm not yelling. I mean it wholeheartedly. I just don't have the time to sit on the phone. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less. Now, that's not saying at 3:00 in the morning, if you need me to come, because we got to,
ride out.
Literally, like I told you earlier, in my house, I will get on a call. It will be nobody around. Then 2 seconds later, I'm like, shh. You know how that go, right? Why did you turn the TV up? Didn't you see me on a call?
Yeah.
Baby, we're gonna pray that strength from the Lord, honey. But it was the consistency piece. It was the softness of you. And I would be like, God, I ain't never met this girl. I never met. And it's funny because within the past few years, that's the way the Lord has been taking me. And past meaning more than just two. I've been meeting people without meeting them.
Exactly.
I've been connecting and networking. I'm kind of pretty much a behind the scenes girl until I got to show you that I'm still here.
Hello.
And it's the grace of God. Okay. I don't need the loudness in this season of my life. Everybody talk about soft girl era. That's where I am. I need you to be my friend when this is out. I need you to be my friend where I have nothing else to give. I need you to be my friend even if you don't hear from me.
Yes.
And you showed all of that. And so I was like, but baby, listen, the kicker. I don't know how mama got mixed up, right? In our twin souls. But I was like, I got a whole family.
She was like, "How's mama? What's she doing? Tell her I love her." And the first time I told her, she was like, "I got
Who is
another,
she?
I got another daughter."
Listen, and it's crazy because I'm so that one that I'm like, oh, that's my sister. That's my brother. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yes. So
Hey, mama.
I think it was the podcast. I think I sent you one of our podcasts, and I think
Yes,
you connected with how we connected, and the
it was
connection is here.
beautiful. So I'm like, honey, I got a sister and a mama, another mama down in,
Mississippi.
everybody can't know where you live. They be trying to show up, honey. But
Mhm. Look, they're gonna have to figure out which part.
which part? Yes, indeed. It's been a beautiful experience. It really has, and we have been trying to connect and catch up and do. But honey, you're a multimillionaire, so I be trying. I gotta get to your level, honey. I gotta.
Listen, I go, you go. No
Yes,
worries.
listen. That's what I'm talking about. You don't hear that no more. It's I go, I do, I for myself. I made it here.
Nah, I love all my people, and
Well,
if I
you
can
know,
help their dreams come true.
listen, that part. I'd be like, what about how many years? Oh, okay. Okay. We don't have any more time for this. I'm here, you're there.
Yeah.
I did it first, you know.
Now you can come. No, everybody wins. Everybody wins.
And that's why we twins. Where have you been?
Event. So listen. So birthday incoming, mindset incoming, and now let's get into both of us with these major surgeries. Tell us about your back surgery. What was the issue? What was the solution?
Oh my me, oh my. So I had been going to work, and I'm gonna try not to use names and places because I ain't called my lawyer
Mm,
yet today. So
mm.
I was working at, I'll just say a state agency. And I came into work one day. And I came into work and I knew it was going to be pretty much a stressful day. Leading up to going into work that day, I would go to work and sit at my desk, literally, sis. And the Lord would say, you need to quit. So here I am, like we always do. We're looking around. Lord, if this you, throw a piece of paper at me. Okay. And I've always been the one to be like, okay, God, if it's you, let me hear you. And so every day leading up to that final day, I would walk in, sit down, hear the same thing, go out, do my cases, come back, hear the same thing. And this one day I walked in, and within a 7-minute time frame, we had to leave back out to another case. The same door I had just walked in, I was about to walk out. Came down the elevator, there was something on the floor. And I say something because they didn't know what it was at first. Well, anyway, I slipped and fell. So here we are. I'm on the ground. I am kind of like a little bit out of it because I didn't know what just happened. Well, I'm on the ground. It's caught on camera. There's security guards there. All I knew was I was just out of it. I ended up getting myself together a little bit, and I went back upstairs, and the supervisor at the time wanted to know how soon could I get back to work.
What?
I mean, knee probably this big, and stockings ripped, and shoes like it was one of these things where I was like, okay, Lord, listen. And so I think I even finished out that day, but I just stayed seated. I went to the hospital, and my leg was the size of an elephant. And I said, okay. And I had took pictures because I was like, okay, maybe it's just my leg. Maybe a few days later, my back started hurting. So I'm like, okay, what is this? You know, you old school, right? So you're like, let me get this rub and cream and put on there. Well, I ended up needing the spinal injections. So they started me off on the spinal injections because it apparently was more than I knew that it was. I was doing the spinal injections that would put me asleep until the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is going on with me? All of a sudden, I'd seen my doctor for the last time in my mind, right? And he said, you're going to need back surgery. Well, I'm like, back surgery? I'm only 20, right? At that time, I knew I wasn't 20, but you know, you still
Yeah,
young,
you
you still
know,
go back
yeah.
surgery. Don't come at me with that. So, excuse me. So I said, okay, I'm going to have this back surgery. I read up on it. I had already been to physical therapy. I had already done everything I could do. So I had the back surgery. I had the back surgery in February of 2018. Well, the doctors promise a lot, right? They promise that they're going to take the best care and they're going to do everything they can to do what was right. During the course of that back surgery, I coded 9 times.
Oh my God.
I woke up from the surgery once they had did everything they needed to do. I was already closed back up. Um, I woke up and for a few days I was, kind of groggy. Well, come to find out, I couldn't walk. Come to find out, I was in a diaper. Come to find out, my speech would go. So here I am, had this back surgery that went all the way left. They brought specialists in from Boston twice to try to figure out why can't we get this girl to get herself back together. It was a time where, you know how when the lights are out, it's pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
It was beyond that. I would lay in the hospital bed and I would not cut on the TV. And everybody thought, oh my God, she's really slipping. She's going to have to be in a room with padded walls. And maybe so. But I couldn't understand why I knew I was opening my mouth and nothing was coming out.
Coming out.
I couldn't understand why I was this big grown girl and I'm in a diaper. I couldn't understand why my legs weren't moving when you told me it was my back. And so I had the surgery, I had a microdiscectomy, and that was, like I said, that was in February. About around October is when I learned to walk again. I left the hospital. You might as well say I didn't leave. I was hospitalized over 54 times after that. I was down to a size 0. And we had to go to the little kids section that still was even too big. And so I had went from this woman, this person that was always to baby this baby, and I could not get through my head that it was God at the time. Everybody that asked me about the surgery, I say it was my fault because I didn't listen. And they're like, well, what do you mean? You didn't do anything. And I said, I know. But every day I walked into that job and I heard the Holy Spirit say, you need to quit. But at that time, I'm still single, right? And when you single, you struggling. And when you single, you can't quit. So I kept saying, Lord, well, I'm a single parent. Child support was hit or miss, if any, right? No harm to anyone, but praise the Lord. I tell my real story.
That's right.
And I'm like, well, how am I going to call the electric company and say, the Lord told me to quit my job? When I tell you, every time that I was hospitalized after that, the Lord beat me up. He beat me up. He made it where as though I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. They didn't know what was going on. I had to keep going back. I had to keep going back because he kept saying to me, I try to tell you. Everybody think God comes in this big, oh, and the Lord said,
Right.
and he
No.
simply said to quit. And if I'm this Christian, and if I'm the one to say I trust him, how much do I trust him?
It's like that picture, the cartoon where it has Jesus telling the little girl to let go of her little bear, and he has
Yes,
the bigger one behind him.
yes. And
Yeah.
see, people think it's the small stuff. Okay, God, I trust you enough that they're gonna give me favor to buy this car. He said to trust him in all things, in everything, big, small, you know. And so I really had, it was a reality check on my faith. It was
Mm-hmm.
a reality check for me mentally, physically. It was a reality check. And I will be honest and say that my faith wasn't where it was supposed to be.
Mm.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, how am I going to feed these kids? How am I going to clothe these kids when I'm by myself? And I'm not saying by myself like I didn't have friends and aunties and cousins I'm saying by myself as the responsibility that was placed through me.
Right.
I'm by myself. And so people will help you, but people ain't gonna help you every month. So you kind of like, okay, maybe I can get somebody to help me with this bill this month, that bill that month. All of this stuff was going through my mind. And I said, Toya, you've been in church too long to not trust him in even the biggest stuff. And that was my problem. And God said, I'm going to keep you like this until
Until
I
you trust.
know. So now, look, I'd be like, almost like you hear people, you'd be like, what you say, God? Oh, you told me get up. Oh, okay. And it's so I operate like that now. I cannot make a move. I cannot write a sentence. I cannot do anything until I hear. And so I had told one of my friends the other day, excuse me, I apologize for just getting back to her. It had been maybe a couple of days, but I can't move until I hear from him. I refuse to go back to that place under any circumstances.
That's right.
And so I know it sounds crazy, but I blame the situation on me because God wanted to know how much did I trust him. And I didn't pass the test at that time. And a lot of us won't admit when we didn't pass it. I didn't pass the test at that time. And I let everything and everybody get the best of me because I was in a low place. But
Yeah.
again, if I was covered, where would I have been?
Not right there.
Not right there. And see, I was operating out of me. I was operating out of my singleness. I, baby, when you single, baby, and I feel like a lot of what I went through was a result of a lot that I was doing.
Okay. Okay. So this is definitely, me and you have talked about this before. This is definitely a testimony. Uh
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
it drives into the purpose driven, like your purpose as well, because
Yes.
you could definitely say you take ownership that it was
Yes.
yours for that piece, but it was also meant to happen this way to get you to the point
That
of
part.
where you
Because I
are.
wasn't, I'm not mad at God
Yeah.
anymore. Right? Because I'm real. I'm going to admit I'm not mad at him anymore. I was because I didn't understand. But my problem is I didn't even think about the process. What was happening behind the scenes? What was on the future plans for me? I had to do that or this wouldn't have happened.
Mm.
And I mean, when I tell you it's so far that I if that would have never happened, I don't think I would have ever met my husband. Like
Mm.
everything was a result of. And
Exactly.
I mean, everything. And so I'm like, well, Dad, this opportunity wasn't afforded to me back then, but it is now. I didn't get a chance to do this in my life before until now.
Now. Yeah.
Because now when I tell you I completely trust him, some people be like, oh, God always gonna do, God always gonna do. He
Yeah.
is, but he also
That's
wants to know what you're gonna do.
so. I was also told in my position that and this was from a apostle, and he was like, you have shown more courage and faith in your journey than some of said Christian, and he applauded me for that. And
Honey.
he also prophesied over me that I was supposed to write a book. He gave me my colors, almost the type, like he told me that this would be a way to share my testimony.
Right.
How do you plan to share yours, and how do you plan to utilize the tribe, the clan that you have cultivated to get your testimony out there?
I I, I have been kind of in safe spaces when I've given my testimony. I don't think I've ever, maybe twice, given it like out loud. Um,
Mm,
I know that my mission and my purpose is to speak to women about everything from A to Z, because everything from A to Z, I don't care what it is. Everything from A to Z, I bet you I got a story for it. And so I am at a place where I'm like, I'm going to connect with the right resources, but I'm going to move at God's pace, right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, you better sign up for this class and you better do that. And, get your website going and get your stuff. I've lived that life, right? And so I'm at a place where if God ain't the driver, maybe it's not ready. Maybe it's not time. I have created the Graceful Women Social Club for women to come together. For women, I want women to hear the real stuff. The Lord gonna make a way somehow. We all know that.
mm-hmm.
But what part do you play in that? What the real stuff? And everything has become so commercialized that it's like, that ain't just happened for them overnight, right? They
Exactly.
mama had to die, they daddy ain't never come around, like all the suffering to get there. I don't want to suffer anymore. As long as I'm a human being and on this place of the earth, I know that that's going to happen, but I want to be ready for battle, right? And so I know that I'm supposed to be out. When I was younger, I used to have all of these dreams, and guess what? It would be the same dream every time. And all I could see was
Mm,
like a half circle and a crowd of women as far back as you could see. And you saw me with the microphone, right?
okay.
And so I was always told it had to be in church. It wasn't until last year that I finally actually realized my purpose is more than just the church. Because in the church, sometimes people will want you to say all the stuff you're supposed to say. I don't want to do that. I want to tell you that I pulled my hair out. I almost tried to hurt myself. I stopped eating. I thought I was going to end up in a crazy house, but then one day, I don't want to get in there and just give you this baby stuff. Oh, what did the Lord say? What did the Bible say? He's going to take care of. How did we get there? What steps did you have to go through? If it took sitting in your room for 10 days, sit in your room for 10 days in the dark. Let whoever think whatever, you're crazy, something wrong, you ain't pray. Take those 10 days. I've been learning to think outside of the box and go outside of the box. I'm not in, and that may be an issue for people, but I've been through too much to know, no way, shape, or form am I not going to walk in my purpose. I'm just
That's
not going to walk in my purpose the way you think I should walk in my purpose.
That's right. And what I can appreciate, like we've been talking about this since we met.
Yes,
You have taken your time. Yes, God gave you this mission, gave you
yes,
the name, gave you the
yes.
steps, gave you the idea, but you have taken the necessary time and resources to build and make it what it's supposed to be. You don't rush into
No,
it. Like
no,
we've talked about sitting down for our consult so that we can
yeah,
get all of the
that
socials
part.
together and everything.
That part. Now, I will say today, what's the day? The third. I think I'm ready, right?
All right.
But back then, I was mentally ready, but I wasn't physically ready. When you have a call on your life, the demand is so heavy and so great. So even with sitting and having this conversation with everyone, right? Do I know something about to knock at my door? Yeah, because I'm being honest. Do I know something's gonna try to come down the pipe? Yeah, because God gonna be like, oh, let me see where she at. If she really putting her money where her mouth is. And so I gotta be prepared for that. But you're not gonna rush me. That's where I am. When God gives someone a vision, he gives it to them. He doesn't call Joe or Susie. He gives the vision to them. When God gives you a vision, he doesn't say, all right, so when Joe or Susie come to you and tell you it's time, you better. God gives you the vision. God gives you the steps. God gives you the time frame. God makes it happen when he wants to make it happen.
That's right.
So at this point, I am all led by him. And it may be too slow for some people, but guess what? It wasn't a conference call, baby. This was between me and the Lord. It was, and sometimes what happens when we rush, when we drive and then we rush? All of these things can end up happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to rush. I'm exactly where I need to be on God's timing, because our time has got to line up. It got to line up. If God is ready and I'm not, he can't work
Mm-hmm.
with that.
Right.
And so I said, okay, I see all these newcomers, right? Praise the Lord. We're going to keep it positive. All these newcomers, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is where they are. This is what they're doing. Oh, they already got their stuff going. Oh, okay. God said, I want you to be right.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be right. And I want you to take the necessary steps. And if that's what I have to do so it won't fumble or fall or fail, I'm going to take the necessary steps.
Understanding your path is
Uh,
your path, and your destination that he wants you to be on is your
And that's
destination.
it. And you could profit all day. But I'm at a place where I know God for myself. And I've known him for myself. I was just following the motions of what I was supposed to. And so when you were a child, you thought as a child.
That's right.
When you became grownish, when you became mature in Christ, you put away the childish talk and the childish behavior. And then you understood that, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. And I'm not going to act out of emotion. And I'm not going to act out of anyone else trying to tell me that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do it in God's timing. And so when I let go of all of that, it became so freeing. Because now you can prophesy to me. You can tell me what the Lord said to you. But I always tell people, if it don't make my belly leap, I don't know if you on the mark. Because when
Okay.
God speaks, it does something. And if it doesn't do anything to the person that he's speaking to, the person that you are saying, God is saying this, God is saying alignment. If it don't add up, you can't tell me the Lord said that you won't go out and be a comedian. I mean, well, maybe because maybe I can crack somebody up, okay? But that ain't what the Lord called me to do. And so you know that it's off when someone says that. You know, I always put stuff on the shelf and I say, okay, well, maybe down the line, the Lord's talking about when I'm 70, right?
Right.
But if it end up not lining up, were you speaking out of you?
Just
Because
because.
I've always known God to do quick work sometimes. I've always known God to be relevant, on point, on target, not lie. He's a man that he don't lie, right? So why he's telling you I'm going to be a comedian?
Mm.
If it ain't coming from him, and like I said, I have to know that it's coming from him. I have to know. I've been in church too long, and I've been around people too long, and their agendas too long. I know what I'm called to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just not moving at your pace. I'm moving at the pace that I'm supposed to. Every plan, every move, every from me washing my face, and everything is going to be designed how he wants it. There is no glory in me. That's the glory. And so I try to live in a place where I don't run off of anyone else's time because I used to, but I've been delivered. Okay,
Hello.
I've been delivered, sis.
So this is definitely examples of discernment,
Yes,
clarity, understanding of purpose. So definitely, I
yes,
think me and my twin, we attract our clan, and we try to
hmm
inspire learning, to practice discernment and
yes,
understanding what it means to be purpose driven. Is
yes.
is designed is designed specifically for you. So
You
what
remember
what
people would say, you wake up every day, all you can think about is this. This is what you can do. Remember in Sister Act, if you wake up every day and all you can
right?
think about is singer, you're supposed to be a singer, girl. I wake up every day knowing that I'm supposed to serve.
That's right.
I from my family to my mate to wherever I go out to work at. A lot of people will be like, "Oh no, this job got to pay you $85,000 a year." And in my mind, and in my heart, and in my soul, if I make a difference in just one person, that made my 85 a year. If I made a kid say, I want to come back to school, I'm not gonna quit school now, I'm gonna stay here. Oh, Miss C, we're glad you're here. If I could hear that, and I'm not gonna get choked up because I feel myself. If I can hear that, that was my 85,000 a year.
I say it all the time. If I have helped one person, I fulfill my purpose
That's it.
to
That's
inspire.
it.
Love it.
And it's
Love it.
crazy because people will personally message or call or text or smoke signals, send birds through the air, and say, "Oh my God, you've done this for me. You've done that for me. You've helped me with this." Oh, it's not a message for everybody, right? So where you think people are stagnant, you have no idea what they're doing behind the scenes. You have no
Boom.
idea who they're helping behind the scenes. But
Say that
again,
again. Say that again.
yeah, it wasn't a conference call, baby.
Y'all
Like
run that
me,
back.
love me, or hates me. It wasn't a conference call. It's
And
between
this
me
is
and
why she my twin, y'all. This is why.
her.
Listen. All right, we're gonna dip off into one of my favorites, my second
Ooh,
favorite. Let's get into love is love, and us cancers, we love us some love. But I think we both understand, rocky situations get us to stable ground. So before we get into the stableness, tell me, like, what's been some of the biggest trials you faced when it comes to relationships? You mentioned to me one time before, street guy, ex first lady status. Come on, sis.
See, listen, people. Let me tell y'all. She got me with the just water in my hand. Okay. Oof, oof, oof. I have I've been around the world. I've been around the world, and I've been some places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of
Okay.
songs and seen a lot of bad guys. Okay.
All right.
Uh, I think that the biggest challenge is believing what we see on TV, believing the little storybooks that we read. I love me some Cinderella, but in this human life right here, not the animated one, ain't no white picket fences, baby. Uh, a lot of people have this ideal relationship in mind. And I feel like if you find a white picket fence, put my number in the chat. Okay, call me, because this is not something that we've seen before. This is something that you are building minute by minute by minute. Oh, he found the glass slipper and he brought it to her and it fit correctly. And she's the one, he's the one. Glass slippers break.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, if it's going to fit, it ain't going nowhere. I have been no longer saying, oh my God, this is what the relationship should look like. Because the things I've seen, that ain't it. That ain't it at all. You have to operate out of the things that you want. What is a relationship to you? What does it look like to you? Because if you think it's what you see on TV, all of that's scripted. All of that is what they're reading off the paper. I don't want to read off the paper. I'm going to walk this thing out. I'm going to walk it out. Love is a beautiful thing, but love can also be a hurtful thing at the same time. And so I tell, especially my younger ladies that I talk to, if you think that love is what you've seen through your grandparents, that's love, right? Granddaddy always came home most of the time, right? Even if his family was across the street. But love is complex. Love is beautiful and hard at the same time. But love is what you think love is. The dictionary can't help me. It can help me tell you what, but love is not giving up. Love is disagreeing today and love is a whole lot of things. And so I wish more people understood that every day is not going to be a happy day. Every minute is not going to be a happy minute. But at the end of the day, I'm going to ride for you, right? But I'm only going to ride for you if you are in alignment. I ain't going to ride for you and I had 20 people knock on my door. Baby, go on and get caught up, honey. Go on and get caught up in your mess. And so to God be the glory. Okay. I'm a ride for you when I know you riding for me. But what is riding for you is this personal thing. People be like, oh, he took his wife to, oh, they did this. Oh,
they're worried about the appearance of it.
Baby. I need people to get to a place where it becomes beyond the appearance or beyond this cloud that you're supposed to sit on and make the world see. It is so beyond that, because when I'm washing the funky socks, I'm not thinking about cloud nine, and all, like when people are like, oh, it got to be this and it got to be that. And if it's not peaches, roses, and cream, what if it's wine that's so tart? I wish it was not for appearance. I wish it was not for because I'm almost 90 and I got to get married. Because
and I don't want to go out and try again.
Baby.
But it brings us back to the whole Jesus scenario where he was trying
she messing with me because I only got water, okay?
Give the little girl the bigger bear. You gotta give up something to get the bigger bear.
And it's fun. It's not. I always my mom has been in relationships in front of us, and we've seen how she operates and how they operate, and my grandparents and people that have come before me. And I don't want a love, and not saying anything bad, but I don't want a love that looks like the storybook, my parents, my grandparents. Although my grandparents, honey, I think baby, you can't tell my grandfather, my faithful, loyal, dedicated. My grandmother ain't lift a finger, honey. When she lift her finger, he was holding it. And they served each other.
Yeah.
Faithfully all the time. It wasn't a hit or miss. It was scheduled. It was this. It was that. Everybody knew. Don't you call Bug's house, because at 3:00 they're watching Jeopardy. Baby,
Do
don't
not
you
disturb.
do not disturb. And so their love was fashioned in the way they wanted it to. And so they are
Right,
my greatest heroes when I think about the word love. But I've also grown to know love is what you make it.
right. And
Love ain't what you read.
for me, people have made the term "be my peace" so bad, but I'm in a peaceful place. So if you
Honey,
can't,
she got me drinking water.
if you cannot bring the equal peace, so we can have peace, like it's gonna, it might be some
And
difficult things, but we'll be a team to figure it
that
out.
part, it pieces me watching you play the video game. Peace for me is knowing you just cooked and I'm running my mouth on the phone and it's peace is we need to be on the same page every day. If I say left, he should say left. If I say right, that's
No,
annoying.
that's mind reading, and we don't. That's
Now,
in
now
that's in
look, us
fiction.
as women, right though, sometimes we like now, hey,
Teaching now,
to be on the
teaching
same
now.
page, right? But my piece looks differently. And everybody in their own individual homes or relationship, peace looks different.
Right.
So me trying to tell you for a person that don't like sound, oh girl, sit with him while he played a video game.
Nope, I'm going in the room.
Nope, I'm going in the room. That's not peace for you. And so I strongly encourage everyone to find out what peace is for them. I don't go off of society. I don't go off of what is peace to me? What is happiness to me? What is chilling to me? Like
Right.
people be like, oh, we need to go out. We need to do this all the time, honey. I be trying to keep up with my husband, okay? I'll be like, I guess I better eat my Wheaties, right? And so it's one of these things, but it's what you fashion it to be.
Right.
It's it, baby. Meditating for those that do is fine. Listening to affirmations is fine. Reading books is fine. Whatever you do for peace for you, that's what you do for peace for you. But peace for me, I don't. Peace for me looks different.
That's right. That's
It
right.
looks different. And so again, I try to think of the things I've been through, think of the things I've seen, and think of the thing. Society tells us we gotta be like this, we gotta be like gotta be, and so there are some areas that I'm like, wait, nope, nope, how come? But then I also have to check myself, like, nope, that's not working for this situation. That ain't what it is for this situation.
Mhm.
And so I'm either gonna jump ship or I'm gonna learn how to swim. So I I take the soft route out. Give me the punk stuff. I'll take it all. But guess what? At the end of the day, everybody has a responsibility to answer to the creator. And when I go before the creator, I want my paper to look like this. I know it's not gonna be because I've been some places, but I want my slate to be all about me. What
Right.
has Toya done? When I told you to do this, Toya, in your relationship, did you do that? Okay. When I told you to stay faithful, did you stay faithful? Yep. When I told you to pray, did you pray? I want my paper to look like that because when he rolled back the screen and he be like, oh, so you cheated on him. You cheated on her. Oh, when she said she hurt, you didn't care. Oh, baby, when he read that record, he gonna have some issues for you.
Mm.
Gonna have some, and if if the Lord said to stay and to love and to be gentle and to be kind, I want that written on my record. I want to know that when I go, he gonna be able to say, "Oh my gosh, I put you in this situation, and you remained it faithful. You remained it calm. Oh, you ain't do this and do that." So I know I can trust you with love, right?
That's
Everybody
right.
can be trusted with love. And I want my record, it ain't gonna be spotless. But while I was married, I want it to be that.
Mm.
I want God to know I listened, I prayed, I cried. I ain't go to the left not one time. So, if we ever come back again, you can trust me with love, Lord. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let's get into it. Your husband, tell us about him. How did y'all meet? Who was interested first?
Friends,
And hold on, hold on.
I think she needs to send me something other than water in the mail. Okay.
Come on now.
She ready to get me in trouble, Lord. She ready to get me in trouble. Woo, woo. The amazing, 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 amazing husband. Honey, when I talked about earlier, everything comes together, and everything in my life is for a reason, for a purpose, for a mission. Everything has to end up in alignment. I met my husband in the wall of the mart. And first of all, let me say this: Walmart owes me. Okay, Walmart owes us some money because we've been putting their name on the map.
Walmart the meetup spot. Okay.
Walmart the meetup spot. And what this very day, I was out with my friend. I can't even remember where we were coming from right off. But I was out with her and we went into this Walmart. Now we don't go into this Walmart often. And I can't remember if I had even ever been in that one before, because where we lived, there was another Walmart. And so we went into this Walmart, and this very day I had told her I am not going to take my walker into the store. Because there was a whole process. We would let me off at the door. I would get on the walker. I would get off the walker. She would put me on one of the little cart things, right?
Yeah.
And then connect my walker on the back of that. And this one day I said, no, I'm going to hold on to the cart. And so I had held on to the cart that day in the store, and I was in line, excuse me, and a gentleman came over and he said, "Excuse me, miss, I have to tell you that you're breathtakingly beautiful." Wrong drink for this podcast. But I said, I have never in all my years responded the way I did. And I said, I'm single too. My friend, and she tells it way better than me. She was on the phone and she said, "I have to get off the phone because I think something's wrong with her." And that, she knew me, like, you get those people that knew you.
Yes.
She knew
you.
And
Yeah.
so she was like, "Okay, this girl is gone crazy, lost her mind." And we started talking, and he gave me his number. And at that time I had an app on the phone that would tell you whose number you're getting. And I said, "Okay, such and such, nice meeting you." He was like, "How you know my name?" I've been a lot of places in my life and time. And so
Give me that app.
listen. That was back in 2018. And I still have the phone. I'm gonna have to go on there and look. But when he came over, I was at a place where you're still single. You may have see somebody, you may not, it wasn't any thing where I was like, "Oh my God, I gotta get out of something first." I was free and clear, and I was at a place where, like, dang, he fine. Now, I knew he was older than me, but I'm Toya. I'm Toya, right? And so I don't see anything but this man is. Praise the Lord. So it was one of these things where I'm like, I knew that I had to get to a place to let him know what was going on with me, because this man sees me on a cart. He really don't know what's going on. And so that was the beginning of forever for me. I felt like We would chat on the phone all day, all night. Here I am laying on the floor, honey, legs up in the air. Kids coming in the room like, girl, what is wrong? I'm like, nothing. What you need? Fix dinner early because I'm waiting for his phone call. I know he's ready to get off from work.
This is 16. Wait for a phone call.
Baby, all the little cute texts and stuff. You know when you first meet somebody because they can text you all day. You catch this. You know when it's love because you be like, you was that busy all day? Right? So I said, okay. And then one day, I had, told him the situation. And at that time, my motor skills were still shaky. Everything was still shaky. And I was like, I can't go out on a date with this man and I'm in a diaper. Hint, hint. And so I said, because, life be life and I'm in a diaper. And so at that time I was, in my single self. And so I'm like, girl, baby, have my pep talk with myself. Girl, baby, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I said, when you find that person, your person, and they don't care where you are in life, they don't care what space you are at in life, they just want to, right? And so at first, because I've been in this world long enough, you'd be like, okay, well, when you get with somebody and they get access, if you know what I mean, you'd be like, okay, well, maybe they just want access, right? But when you get with someone who wants the VIP pass, then you like, Lord, listen, stop playing. Stop playing with me.
Listen.
He was willing to accept the fact that I had children, that my past wasn't spotless, the fact that I was just relearning a lot of stuff all over again, literally weeks before I met him, how many times I was in a hospital and how many times I had, in all honesty, messed my clothing, how many times because here I am just getting back from the surgery. And so I'm like, oh, God, I got to tell this man I can't feed myself. Okay. I can't go out to no restaurant. I can't even, But the Lord said to go. He said to go, and I went, and we had an amazing time. And the dating phase was very short for us. And for some people that doesn't work. But again, you got to know your own love, right? Because I had been there and done that. He had been there and done that. We were like, listen.
If we're going to do this, we're going to do this.
First of all, and this sidebar, I don't date for 3 years. I am too old to be a special friend in the obituary. Okay, praise the Lord. Baby, listen, I have been through too much. I have prayed. I have cried. I have listen, honey, you be like, listen, no shade, no nothing. But you ain't gonna date me.
And label me as friend.
And I'm gonna be a special. We not doing that game. Why? And people are like, girl, you crazy. I have played and positioned myself as the wife when you sick, when you hungry, when your clothes need to be washed, when we out in public. I'm playing all these roles.
Now let's get her done. Let's get it done.
You won't give me the title. We are not at this big girl and big boy age. We ain't doing that.
Agreed.
Because you got these people that have been together for 90 years. 90 years of what the Lord tell us we ain't supposed to be doing.
Because they say it's just a piece of paper.
It is. But documentation is documentation. When you go to work, you got to sign a piece of paper. When you get your check, you got to sign a piece of paper. Everything that means something in your life, you got to sign a piece of paper. So why can't we sign this one?
Hello?
You worry about your money. Baby, your check better be right or you fussing. I want my life to be right. And my life gonna be right by this piece of paper that we gonna sign, okay? Praise the
Amen.
honey. I've had my fair share of fun. I will admit it. I've had my fair share of fun in this world. But what we ain't gonna do at this big girl and big boy stage is play with you.
That's right.
I appreciate everyone and where they are. I appreciate everyone and what they think or feel or desire is best for their life. But as for me in my house, this is what it's gonna be. I can't do it. I tried.
Agreed.
I've been there and I've done that. And then you all worn out. And when the Lord finally does send your husband, you like, dang, I cooked for my boyfriend and cleaned and flipped and twisted and turned for my boyfriend. And he left.
Mm.
And not to say that husbands don't leave or wives don't leave, because
Exactly.
we get crazy
Exactly.
too.
But it's the intention. If you make, especially if you believe in the commitment, what the
Baby
vows really
twin,
mean.
where have you been?
Hello, because I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say yes until I know it's real.
Yes, and it, like I said, everything works differently for everybody. But you got to decide what's gonna work for your house. Your house meaning your life. You got to decide what's gonna work best for you. And what works best for me is this.
I've said
And
this
guess
before.
what?
I had my major revelation during the pandemic. I was having a conversation with my dad, and it brought some things full
Yeah.
circle as to how I maneuvered with relationships before. It's a whole new ball game now. Like, I'm intentional about my dating cycle. I'm intentional about what it is that I need.
Yes.
And
And look,
I'll take
not what
yours into
society
consideration
tells
too.
you. Yeah, you intentional about every move you make. Why? Because I'm not gonna listen. Listen, I ain't gonna play with you. I played already. I played all the fishes in the sea. I've played already, and I've been there, and I've done that. And what we ain't gonna do is this. We no. I marriage can work.
Yes.
Marriage works. Commitment works. Everybody's so afraid of commitment in relationship, but ain't afraid to commit to a job for $1. Get out of here.
That's
No
right.
way. No way.
So I also know what it is that bro does. So when you found out that he was police officer, police chief, when you found that out, like what has been
Y'all,
the
she
most?
playing with me on here. She playing with me. I'm telling you,
Listen,
I don't know
listen. I need to
where.
know. I need to know.
Honey, I don't know where.
I need
Honey,
to
she's
know.
playing with me, y'all. Sis got me. Where's the
What
bottle?
what was like the hardest thing you had to come to understanding, and like what has been the most delightful? The hardest
The
and the
hardest,
delightful.
the hardest thing I would probably say is I need to always be buttoned up to my neck out in public. But the the fact that we came from two different places and his position, I came to this that I can't be caught up, mixed up, messed up into anything that would disturb the order of this house. And so I backed away from certain things. I am very intentional about what I write, what's seen, what's out there. Some people may call it fake, to each his own. I present myself as I should, um, because there is more than just me. And so when I found that out, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know, it wasn't like this good or bad thing. It was more so of a, oh, you got to level up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch the moves you make. You got to watch what you say, because, that can be a little hard for me. You got to watch, and then it became a part where you gotta just support. So I don't get in conversations outside of my home about the law. I don't get in conversation
Mm-hmm.
out in public about it. If you want to defund, or if you feel this certain type of way, if you feel like all of them are bad, praise the Lord. but mine is on the other side. Mine is on the other side, and he's great at what he does. He is spot on. He is by the book, and he gets the job done. And so I know, and I'm going to say this as bold, that all of them aren't.
Mm.
There are actually people out there, and I'm saying people because you never know who catching on who we catching on here, praise the Lord. But
Right.
there are some out there that are there to do their job and to do it the right way. And so that whole makeup, you got to be on it. He got to be on it. The kids got to be right. The bonus family has to be right. You have, everything has to, no, because we in alignment over here.
That's
If
right.
it's gonna flow from the head down, we gotta be right. And so some people think it's, oh, you just hiding who you are. It's not that. It's a maturity
No,
thing.
that's preparation. It's just
It's,
like, okay, let's use this for example. Like me and my mom talked about it when we had our podcast. Like,
yeah,
what is it that you tell your children when going out, and us being of color, how do we react?
baby,
How do
that
we respond to
part.
the police officers?
That part. A lot of people think that you are like, oh, well, you used to be. I used to.
Used to be a
Now I
bonus
got a daughter
family.
that understands. Now I got a son that understands. So what I used to can't come into who I am, because used to failed a whole lot. And then now being married to my headache and my buddy, my babe, depending on the day of the week. There's a certain posture you must carry. I can't show my daughter that. Past Toya would have been like, listen, oh, we ain't together. Oh, I
Right.
can't show her that and then tell her, carry yourself in this manner.
Exactly. It has to match.
What we doing? What we doing here? And so I present in the product that I want people to see, because there is another life. There's another light. Now, when you get invited to the house, hunty, I know how to be the person at the barbecue. It's several people. It's several people. But what I will not do ever is be represented or present in a way that my husband is ever embarrassed. And
Right.
I'll be asking him, I'll be like, did I embarrass you? As a check for me.
Yeah.
Because I got flaws. Everybody has flaws, right? But as a check for me, because I want to make sure that I am presenting in the way that I should be for you. And I'm not, I say that all the time, but I don't necessarily have to have the top button, right?
Yeah.
But it depends on the place and the time and who you're around.
I was just about to
Everything,
say time and place for everything.
everything, honey. But what I will not do is mess him up in any sort of way. We will represent like the Obamas.
Hello. Okay, and
Man.
I love that you mentioned bonus family. What is the best advice that you have for a blended family?
Um, the best advice for a blended family would probably be, don't listen to anybody on the outside. Don't listen to any outsiders. Again, back to that Cinderella story. People are saying it's supposed to look like this. Baby, it don't. Okay. I'm gonna take my glasses off for a minute so y'all can see. Baby, don't listen to no outsiders. Don't listen to no outsiders. Blended families can work. Blended families are beautiful. Blended families can be the best thing that's ever happened, but it takes everybody to be on the same page. That whole what you've seen Charlene and Earlene fighting. We don't do that. We love over here. I love them just like I love anyone. They are my people. They are it for me. I went in to the situation, only knowing from what I've been taught, only knowing from what I've seen, only knowing from what society says.
Right.
And came out with a family.
Love it. Love it.
And I ain't
Now,
gonna get choked up either.
right. Right. Because I see you. I see you.
Baby, what they say, God has brought me a mighty long way.
Yes. All right. So, what's your best advice for those aspiring to have a beautiful marriage?
Take the limits off. Take the limits off. You know, I don't know who created it or who started it. I know it's newer, right? These lists. If he don't have everything on your list, if she don't have everything on your list, that ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any great couple having a list, right? The grocery store list, maybe. Having a list. If I take a piece of paper and I write out a list, I can take a pencil and erase what was on the list.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want people to think of relationships and think of stuff like, oh, it has to be this. Oh, he checked that box. Oh, she checked that box. Because, baby, the midnight hour comes. And the list, you can't see the list in the dark.
It's less about the superficial reasons. You got to be this tall. He got to make this much. He got to have this car.
Baby.
It got to look, again, it got to look this way. No, I would like to know if I am having one of my depressed moments that you can come lift me up.
It is not how it's supposed to be. You know, I know people who have height requirements. I know people who have, body style requirements. I know people who, if they don't wear skinny jeans, then you're old man. Baby, listen, it's going to come a point in time, because everything skinny ends up getting fat anyway, right? You like everything that y'all catch me, right? Everything that's perky drops. Baby, stop with these lists. If she got B, a 24, 36, and you already got a 50-pound baby, we don't need these lists. We don't need these lists, because there's going to become a day where, oh, you wanted the perkiness? Okay, I have 4 your babies, okay? Perky is out the window unless I'm going to the doctors. Okay, like, you got to be honest and real and understand. I might have long hair today, and guess what? I could go through something major to make me shave this daggone head bald. But on your list, you had long hair.
Right.
You can, these things aren't a deal breaker. For some people, it may be. I'm only 2'2", right? My husband is 6'3".
Exactly.
Do I look like his child walking beside him? Absolutely. And guess what? I'll take it. I never had where you had to be this tall or that tall. I just wanted you to be right. Right in my eyes.
Yeah. Like, it's intellect, it's mentally for me. The support.
Yes.
Are you gonna be able to help take care of this household?
Friendship. Like, because
it's different ways you can explain the 80-20 rule, but when I'm in my 20, can you be the 80?
Podcast world, let me tell you what she did to me today. And I love this lady, but let me tell you what she did to me today. I came out here with water. I might not leave the same. Sis, listen, I feel you wholeheartly, and I think women have adopted this, everything they hear in the movie, right? So, when that came out, everybody was like 80-20, 80-20. Y'all see me, right? What happens when we both add a 20? What happens?
How we both gone? At least get
How
back to
we
the 80 together. 20 and 20
there it
make
is.
40. So we already, almost
Baby,
halfway there.
baby. And if I can rub my nickel together, you rub your nickel together, we can be unstoppable, okay? This whole it gotta be. Y'all keep thinking that.
So y'all
You
heard her.
can plan, you can say that, oh well, he better do this, she better do that. And God forbid tomorrow they get in a car accident and can't use their legs anymore. Where's the 80-20 rule? What you gonna do then, friend?
I had to figure it out. You
Got
choose to figure it out instead of you going to go try to find another 80. You choose to figure it out.
that part, because sometimes you find people and they're only 25 in one area.
See,
honey, when you still got your 80, you still got your 80 at home.
Yeah,
Just can't think straight. I'm not messing with her today, y'all. I'm not messing with her.
Listen, that's a topic for another day.
X-rated, come on, right?
But there you have it, guys.
I'm just tipping some icebergs. But no, for real. Like, I always think, like, what if I hurt myself when we were already married?
Yeah.
Would he still love me?
Would you have been able to, take on that extra? Not saying it was a burden, but would you be willing to do so?
Exactly.
I like how you say he was perceptive and understanding, and as you can see, he's been your support system.
Ben, honey. When I tell you, I have again been some places in my life and time, right? But I have not ever, and y'all call me out or call me up if I'm not being honest, but I have not ever seen what I see. Not ever. Not ever. And for me, I always tell people, I'm like, it depends on the day of the week how much you're gonna get from me about him, right? Because we human, we real, and the nerves he be plucking them. But at the end of the day, I fall asleep in the safety. I fall asleep knowing I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm covered.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So what I got from this is take the limitations off.
Yes.
And wait for it and appreciate the alignment.
Baby, take it. Don't let nobody pressure you. Don't you let nobody pressure you, because everybody feels like, there are some people. Let me take that back. There are some people who feel like they ain't heard from God on level 50 and you only hear from God on level 10.
Ooh.
Honey, let God be the driver. Let him guide you. Let him lead you. So what if it takes 20 years? Though the vision tarry. We got to understand and stop wanting this microwave stuff.
Right there.
We got to understand that even if your friend does it before you and you've been doing it longer, that's the path God chose for them to take. Doesn't mean you don't have value. Doesn't mean you stick. Friend, I'm on this podcast with you. Listen, there can be some people that'll say you're stagnant, you ain't doing nothing, but you busy working behind the scenes. Why they want to be
therefore,
baby, let God drive. Let God drive every area and every aspect of your life, because in the end you're gonna win.
I love it.
I don't need to compete. I don't need to speed up on 70, because that's where you are.
Everybody has a path. And I'm finna give you your path right now. I'm finna turn it over. Be the host for a second. You got
Mic check.
Get to know Kaylee. Ask me anything.
Oh, wait. Lord, let me put on some more lipstick. Listen, this is my friend, y'all. get to ask you anything. Let's see. What do you feel your purpose is now?
Oh. I feel the Lord has granted me more time to touch more lives. Like for real. Like I get to use, like you said, I'm multi-talented. So I get to use my multi-talent to touch people in this area, and this area. And it all boils down to sometimes I can see I think I've said this. I can see the vision sometimes a little bit better than they can in the beginning. So
Mhm.
giving them the courage, giving them that motivation to just do it.
Yeah,
So I work in those ways, say like, have you thought about this or have you done
yeah,
this? I can really see you doing this. Can you see yourself doing it? Like I never thought that I would be in higher education, but I speak to so many children every day who are kind of like, I don't do this or I don't really come out. And I was
right.
like, I seen it in myself when I was a student. It's a lot of stuff I wish I had done. I don't want you to feel that same way. So if we can get you acclimated to different things on campus, who knows where that'll take you onto
Yeah,
the path that you are, destined to have.
yeah,
Podcasts, people who
yeah,
come on and they're trying to figure out their brands or their music.
yes,
Hey, maybe this conversation will spark the creativeness that you need to branch out a little bit further so that you can be seen by more people and inspire.
yes,
Music, I put myself into my music. So if you can hear it and you can say, hey, I can resonate with it, who knows, that might inspire you. So I try to use my talents and I'm gonna continue to use it and
whoop whoop.
shine light on God above because
Shine a light on them.
he placed me here to serve his mission.
Yes, yes, that is absolutely wonderful, and you spot on. You
Thank
spot
you,
on. You
twin.
are doing it.
Thank
You
you,
are doing
twin.
it.
We about to do it because we still need to have our consult about what you need for everything that you're
Yes,
about to have going
yes.
forward.
But look, see, it took for me to be in alignment. It took for the time that I needed.
That's right.
Now I gotta go to my piggy bank.
Listen, I feel you. Well, squad, that's all we have for today.
Ah,
Twin, I thank you for
listen,
stopping by. I thank you for kicking it with us today. And I love you, sis. I love you.
love you
And
much, darling.
you are always welcome here. Know that. Look,
Oh, I can be a part of this team.
you
Listen,
are
y'all,
now.
I'm coming back.
You are STEM. You are part of the squad now.
Yes, that is wonderful. When I come back, I don't know if it's gonna be water. I'm gonna try.
Listen,
Depending on the
it
conversation.
might get a little deep. It might get a little deeper.
We ain't no Shannon Sharps now, but we be back.
But definitely tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook at Latoya, on Instagram at @1_caramel_latte. That'd be
Ooh.
that'd be my single brain thinking, right? One caramel latte. I am on TikTok at the Graceful Women Social Club, or you can email me at gracefulwomen@outlook.com.
Boom. There we have it. Y'all get with it. And I'll leave all of that information in the discussion and in the comments below so you'll be able to find her.
Yeah.
Now listen,
Her name Latoya. Hi. We got
and
the same name, twin.
same initials as well, LC. That's my friend and that's my client also, voiceover client. So we
Wonderful.
definitely have some work to do. Work to do.
Yes, yes. Y'all call me to the party. I can bring the tater
Yes.
salad. Yes.
Love it. Love it. Well, as for everybody else, squad, if you have anything that you want to suggest to talk about, you want to be a guest, got some music you want reviewed, please shoot me a message in my Facebook inbox or email me at the email address that's scrolling at the bottom. That's kaylee.baent@gmail.com. And until next time, keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossy.